Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
The Keswick Tavern in Keswick, Iowa is the place to be this Saturday, September 20th during Keswick Harvest Day. From 11 to 4, stop by for lunch with the T&T special brought back from Teton Tobes. Dr. Spud's food truck will also be on hand with acoustic music by Adam Whitehead from 1 to 4. And from 8 p.m. to midnight, the band Full Circle will be playing at the Keswick Tavern. Plus all kinds of activities throughout the day in Keswick, Iowa for Keswick Harvest Day. And fireworks at dark. Stop by the Keswick Tavern this Saturday during Keswick Harvest Day. The Watch Your Opera House in Watch Your, Iowa presents Bobby Simpkins' Elvis Tribute live this Saturday, September 20th from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets are $25 for adults, $12.50 for 18 and under. Get your tickets at watchyyouroperahouse.org or at the door. Bobby Simpkins pays tribute to Elvis's great voice and generous personality and has won many awards with his Elvis Tribute. It's Bobby Simpkins' Elvis Tribute live this Saturday night starting at 7 p.m. at the Watch Your Opera House.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
And welcome in. It's time for the sports section on a Saturday morning here at Barnwired at 119 East Marion Street in Sigourney. It's kind of a soggy start to our weekend here in southeast Iowa, but we do thank Barnwired for being our host venue. It's a great place to get your Saturday going with some coffee and some breakfast. Make sure you stop in. We've got a full schedule for today's sports section. We've got HLV TC football on tap, as well as Sigourney Keota's Jared Jensen coming in after the big win last night against EBF. We're going to start things, though, with Pekin Cross Country. And, of course, we've got Andy McGuire as our host today. Andy, take it away.
Good morning, Steve, and good morning, Pekin Cross Country. We're going to start down with Coach Davis Idol, legendary Coach Davis Idol. You've been at it a few years, right, Coach?
A few, 62.
62 years. That's almost as long as Steve's been alive, but we'll roll with it anyway. Coach, can you tell us who you brought along with you today?
Well, I got some good kids I brought. Sitting next to me is Maddie Petron, a junior. Senior, Chloe Glosser is next. Standing behind me is Lane Ferris and Cole Milliken.
All right, so we have a lot of experience up here, mostly upperclassmen, all upperclassmen. Go ahead, Coach. Sorry.
And they've run in the state meet, and they've been with me. These are two are juniors, the others are seniors. So, yeah, we do. Makes a big difference on leadership and how our practices go.
Right. So we'll start with ladies first, gentlemen. You're going to have to take a break for just a second. And let's start with Maddie. Maddie, what can you tell us about yourself? Who are your parents? You're obviously running cross country. What are your other interests?
My parents are Jennifer and Brandon Petron. I play basketball and do track. Yeah, that's really it.
We have some talkative ones back here, boys. You're going to have to jump in. All right, Cole. Cole. What were you saying back here?
Oh, I was just thinking, how marching band is, one of the things that Maddie should enjoy on her free time.
She should enjoy it. Are we on a recruiting trip here? She doesn't enjoy it. What's wrong with marching band, Maddie?
Nothing. It's great.
It's like a sport, but it's harder.
She pleads the fifth. I love it. All right, Chloe, why don't you tell folks about who you are? I know who you are,
yes.
But why don't you tell our audience?
I'm Chloe Glosser. I'm a senior. My parents are Michelle and Justin Glosser. I did cross country and track. Used to do basketball. Don't do that anymore. Best choice ever. But I don't know. I like doing puzzles, reading books, cooking, stuff like that. But pretty chill.
Yeah. Running, cooking, reading books, doing puzzles. All right, and we'll go back to the back here. So let's go with the gents.
My name's Cole Milliken. I'm a senior. My parents are Janelle Milliken and Joel Milliken. On my free time, I do basketball. I like to spend time with friends and family. So.
No marching band for you?
Oh, I guess it is for marching band, but it's a something I can just go along with, I guess. So.
Amen.
All right, I'm Lane Ferris. I'm a junior. My parents are Kevin and Angela Ferris, and I don't really have any hobbies.
Farming.
Yeah, Legos. I mean, yeah.
Legos and farming. That's big. We're gonna have to talk much more about both of those things.
Sure.
All right, so you guys are well into cross country season right now, correct, Lane? How's it going for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah. What's the latest meet you guys were at?
Latest meet? When was that? Yeah, that was Luther on Saturday. So.
All the way up in Decorah.
Yeah.
All right, how's that bus ride? That's a long bus ride.
It was early. We left here at like 5. 5:15. Yeah, 5:15. We got there at like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
so that is a bus ride, right? How many kids are out for cross country total, would you guess? And maybe that's a better question for Coach.
24.
There you go, Chloe. There you go.
Assistant coach.
Team manager, Chloe Glosser, right? You do a little bit of everything. All right, so we went to Luther as the last one. How many meets have we gotten done this year, Coach?
Probably about, I don't know, 7, maybe.
We've done like 4 or 5.
Chloe's taking over the interview. Let's just keep it right here. Me and Chloe, we're going to have a discussion. 4 or 5. Chloe, how are the meets been going? How have you guys been placing?
Pretty good. I don't think we've won one as a team, but we've gotten second quite a few times. And then last week went good. It was big competition, so wasn't much we could do as a team competing against those Minnesota, Wisconsin 4A schools. But yeah, I came out with the win, and I know a couple of these guys ran pretty big.
Yeah.
Improvements from last year in PRs, so it was a good morning.
So tell me about those PRs. How many PRs are being set this year, and what kind of times are we talking about?
Well, in cross country, I guess you can't really have PRs because every course is different. It's different distances and like altitude and stuff, or elevation game. But you kind of just go based off of like past years and improving your time. And I'd say most of us are improving our times by a good 15, 20, 30 seconds.
That's fantastic. Coach, are you seeing the good work out of the kids?
Yeah, they're kind of, I don't know, they won't say too much, but I can say a couple things. In most of our boys' meets this year, well, in all of our boys' meets, we've had these two back here have been in the top 10 every meet. I mean, and we've had 3 that have been in the top 10, and we're working on those other ones to get them up. But these guys have worked hard and done well. Maddie, in practice, she kind of maybe not the best runner. She's behind Chloe, but she kind of sets the stage for an example to look up to, and how she works in practice. Never slacks off. And just does a super job. She'll be my leader next year. Chloe, she doesn't say too much, but we had 265 girls running at Luther, which is a big meet, and she won by 12 seconds, and which was beating 4A schools and so forth. So she doesn't say much about it. Just looking on and said, Chloe, that was awesome. Next meet, let's put it behind him, get on the bus, and go home and get ready to go. We have a meet tonight, and these guys are ready, and the girls are. It's a night meet over at Ottumwa. Starts at 7:30 tonight. So, like I said, they don't say too much, and they can, but especially her. She doesn't talk too much, but she lets the act out on the course. She does a good job.
That's one thing I've been really impressed with all Pekin kids that I've talked to that have been on this show is the engagement that they have in the program. They're solid kids. Coach, can you talk to me just for a second about Chloe Glosser. I know Chloe better than the other three here that are with us, and I know that Chloe takes running serious. I know that she takes fitness serious, eating. She does all of the things the way that you want a kid to do it if they're going to reach that next level. Talk to me about her intensity in training and taking this sport seriously.
Let's see, going from, I think in freshman year, 33, 34 in the state, girl from Danville beat her, didn't sit well. Next year, she got up to 17, I'm 17, and decided to focus on cross-country running instead of basketball. And like I said, I guess you can just joke. My job is just get her to the meets. And that means that she takes it seriously, she has what she's going to do, and she gets it done. Yeah. So can't ask for anything better.
It doesn't sound like it's tough to get her to the meet because she knows how many kids are on the bus. You probably know what kind of fuel the bus runs on,
well,
what the mileage is.
No, that's her mother.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. Her mother, she's my assistant, and she does basically everything. I walk out to the track. She comes out. Okay, what do I do? Do this, do that. Number on the bus, meals, and everything. So yeah, that's quite a help for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, we got to give a shout out to those assistants, the bus drivers, all that stuff. I love to do that on this program, is to spread the love a little bit for folks that maybe don't get that attention, that make these things go for these young people, and give them opportunities.
And Lane, his brother, is the junior high cross-country coach, and he's our bus driver, so he keeps an eye on Lane, and Lane has a younger brother, Landon, that runs. So
all right, so we have some lineage going on here. It's a family affair.
Well, and Cole, I've coached some, and there's been a long line of Millikens. He's the last one for it'll be a while. I think if the next Milliken, I might be 93 or 94 when they get up there. But
yeah,
Maddie, she's got a younger sister, but she plays volleyball, and that's all right. We'll take Maddie in cross country and track, and just a pleasure to have all these guys. I mean, I wish that other schools could see the assistant I have, the runners I have, what they do. You know, it's just unbelievable.
Right. So, Maddie, tell me more about this this preparation. You know, we talked about Chloe a little bit. She takes all of those pieces serious. What do you do to get ready to run in these meets, and how do you prep for a season for cross country?
You definitely have to work hard in the summer before the season starts, and at practice, you can't just slack off. You have to actually try, and yeah.
Right. So let's talk about, eating. What is a typical diet for you in season versus out of season? Do things change when you get ready to run these distances?
Yeah, you have to eat more carbs before you run these big meets and all races.
Gotcha. And how about you guys? Are you guys the same thing? Let's talk about the diet. What are you guys getting into food-wise? Does nothing change? I've run across guys that are, you know what, we'll just eat whatever we want, and we're just going to go out and put up good times.
I guess nothing really changes from, like, my year-round standpoint, but ever since I've started running, my mom would always make buttermilk pancakes on the morning of race day. So I'd load up on carbs before then, and then she would also make pasta the night before. So that's always fun to have on race days. For the day
carb
before.
Load.
Yeah.
And then how about post-race cool down recovery? What does that look like?
Probably it's a little bit shorter than what it's supposed to be, but most of the time we do a little bit at least.
Yeah. Getting some more in, stretching. And do you guys hit the ice bath lane, or what's the physical part of recovery after a race?
I don't know. I just go to sleep pretty much.
Oh, yeah? Just immediately cross the finish line and poof.
Well, no, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hydrate. You hit the Gatorade, or Gatorade's got a ton of sugar in it, right?
Yeah.
So that's okay for you?
Yeah.
All right.
I just cut pop out.
Yeah. What happens if you drink a whole bunch of Mountain Dew before a race?
I don't really know. I've never done that before. So.
Maybe we should experiment. Chloe, would you take something like that on?
No.
Rhetorical question. I knew what the answer was going to be, right, Michelle? Yeah. Okay, so Chloe's got big news. So Chloe committed to a college. Tell us about the college of your choice, Chloe.
So I am a Drake Bulldog. I decided to make the Blue Oval my home. I went on a visit there a week and a half ago and committed within a week. So I just really, it was a tough choice. I went on another official visit a couple weeks before and kind of went into the Drake visit thinking, oh, this is going to be my confirmation that the other college was my place. And it just confused me. I remember I cried to my mom on the way home. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's a good problem to have all these places that I love and can see myself growing and thriving at, and just I don't know, unlocking my full potential at. But it was a big problem, but I just prayed and tried to have patience and listen to God and his plan for me. And then I had a call with the head coach that was actually moving when I was on my official visit, so I didn't get to meet him. But that was on a Friday morning, and that just sealed the deal, after talking to him and how he wants to run his program, and very faith-based, and it spoke to me. And so that weekend I decided that I was going to commit to Drake, and then I did it by that next Tuesday. So
that's great. Congratulations. Love keeping you close to home. So I'm excited to see what the future brings for you running for Drake, and what kind of times you're able to post over there. Moving to the rest of the folks up here. Maddie, do you have plans coming up anytime soon? I know you've got a year left, but are you thinking maybe running post-high school, maybe not so much? Maybe it's too soon to ask you this question.
Definitely not. But
Definitely not. So we have a definitely not going to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to college for lower elementary teaching probably, and just pursue that.
All right. Well, coaching, teaching, they're both admirable jobs, and Coach Idol knows can speak to both of those things. We'll come to the back, guys. What do you guys have planned, or what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm planning on running after high school, but still undecided on where and what major or what I'll be going for. So that's still undecided.
Well, I might just end up doing it. I don't know. But I'm going to finish up my diesel tech, so scholarship.
So maybe continue to run. We know we're going to be diesel tech.
Yeah.
And how does the farming and the Legos fit into this grand scheme?
I don't know.
Had to come back to it.
I don't know.
Just might be for fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I want to do one thing here. Coach Idol, 62 years. He's been at it a long time. Talk to me about what Coach Idol has meant to you all as a coach and as a teacher and maybe as a mentor.
For me, I didn't start cross country till my sophomore year. He talked to me about it all through middle school and all the way up till sophomore year, and he finally convinced me. He definitely pushes you to your hardest, and he's encouraging but also hard on you, which makes you a better person, and it just makes you mentally stronger.
He is such a special person, and I wish people would realize all that he does for us and how much he cares for us, and how none of this, our school, our program, none of it would be anything without him, and just realize how much time he puts into it. But me personally, I love him a lot. Sometimes I don't like him, but usually he gets me over that pretty quick. He just has to give me a hug. I have to go rant to my mom for a couple minutes, and then I'm over it. But yeah, he's like a grandpa to me, and I wouldn't trade him for any other coach. So I'm very blessed to have him.
Yeah, it sounds like a neat relationship, gentlemen.
It's been really good for him to be around here for my entire long haul of cross country, and even before that, I got to see him when I went to my older brother's meets, and he's always had faith in us, even when it didn't really show. But he'd always support us when we're doing our best and our worst. So, and it also seems to be, we always have the same Ryan Milliken workout at least once a week, and it's it might be a different workout, but it's a different one every week. So, yep.
Well, I've known Davis ever since I was a baby because my oldest sister ran for him, and then just keep on going down the line. But, yeah, he's definitely a special person in my life. But, yeah, he's definitely pushed me to my limits. So, yeah.
Coach, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard this out of your students, out of your kids. Maybe Maddie. Maddie, you're rough on Coach? Maybe. So, Coach, what are the plans, or what do you see as being the potential for these kids and the Pekin cross country group as a whole?
Well, I'm focusing. I want these 3 boys to make it to the state. We're going to wait to the 1st of August, or the 1st of October, to see if the team can make it. If they can't, we'll come close. But these 3 boys deserve to be up there. Chloe, she's got her goals in mind, which every time she tells me what she's going to do, she has done it. And this girl right here, we're working on getting the team there, and she's going to be a big part of it. But she's such a great girl to run. That's what I'd like to have her run in the state. One of the things that people don't realize, that their attitude, the crowd is. We run at 4:30, so very few people will see them. And during the school day and all that, we don't get a lot of attention. It doesn't bother them. We just do our own thing and so forth. That's the way it is with cross country. But they rise to the occasion, and within the group, they make it fun for each other, and the hard work it pays off for them.
Yeah, a very valuable sport, teaches life lessons, makes you set goals, and if you commit to them, you can absolutely attain them. So it's a fantastic opportunity to have all of you on here. I know you're all high-quality human beings, and I love visiting with people like that.
Hey, usually, of course, we start off our sports section on Saturday mornings during the fall with Coach Clint Weber. Of course, the football team had their game canceled last night because Highland canceled their season. But they'll be back at it next week against Van Buren for homecoming. All right, quick roundabout for the 4 students with us. What's your favorite thing? What are you looking forward to most about homecoming next week?
Yeah, our Solon meet Monday. That's a new one, so that'll be exciting to get some new competition. And then just all the dress-up days and having fun with your friends, and hopefully not too late of nights for me. I am not looking forward to that. I like my bedtime, but I can live a little for a week.
I'm excited for dressing up and the football game too. That'll be fun. Pretty excited for the dance too, and having fun with friends.
Guys,
I guess our parade that we're going to do on Wednesday, going through Hedrick, so that'll be fun.
I don't really know, but yeah.
That's fine. And we're going to have the parade right here on Steve Shetler Media. So if people can't make it to the parade, you can watch it on Steve Shetler Media, either live or, depending on the Wi-Fi situation, maybe recorded and put up later. But Pekin Cross Country, thank you guys so much for getting up early on a Saturday and coming to Sigourney for the sports section. Good luck on the rest of your season. Let's take a break, and we'll have HLVTC football coming up next. Steve Shetler Media once again proudly presents Pekin High School football live video streams each Friday night this fall, with home and away games and the playoffs. Tune in Friday nights for Pekin High School football right here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Skunk River Radio, country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen at skunkriverradio.com, download the app, listen on Alexa by saying, "Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn." You can listen to me, Steve Shetler, each weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon, and listen to The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, online radio for country music from 1990 to 2010.
At Beacon Community Schools, opportunity isn't limited. It's everywhere. From FFA to music, business to athletics, our students explore it all. Small class sizes mean big advantages. Personal attention, strong relationships, and academic success that goes above and beyond. You're more than a student. You're a story, a voice, a vital part of our school family. From the classroom to the kitchen, every adult helps shape futures. At Beacon, pride runs deep, where everybody is somebody.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You got to stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house, from lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
All right, we are back at Barnwired in Sigourney for the sports section. Barnwired on the south side of the square. Stop in for some breakfast, some coffee to get you going on this dreary Saturday morning. All right, let's take a look at our weekly winners for the Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Male Athlete of the Week for this past week. It was Zach Ludke from Cardinal Football. He was a tackling machine. Of course, this is based on what would be now 2 Fridays ago. Zach had a huge game for Cardinal Football. He was voted our Male Athlete of the Week. Our Kelly Style State Farm Female Athlete of the Week is Penelope Morrison from Oskaloosa Swim. I think she's just a freshman, and she is breaking records left and right over there. So Penelope Morrison, over 500 votes this past week for our Female Athlete of the Week for Kelly Style. And then our Emma Ratliff American Family Insurance Team of the Week was EBF Football. Now, the previous Friday, they got their first win of the season. So congratulations to EBF Football, the Emma Ratliff American Family Insurance Team of the Week. All right, we rattled all those off. Let's take it back live now to our host, Andy McGuire, who is sitting by, I should say, with HLVTC Football. Andy, take it away.
All right, HLVTC Football. Gentlemen, Coach, why don't you introduce who you brought with you today?
Yes, so we've got 2 of our distinguished players here representing the team. Over here is Sean McCullough, and as well with Cale Weiskup.
All right. So what makes these gentlemen distinguished?
Well, number one, they're a couple of our captains, so leading the team on the field and off, obviously there's a lot of responsibility, but a lot of honor as well when you earn that captain title. Beyond that, they've been great leaders for us on the stat line as well as on the field on intangibles. So Sean's had a great year as a receiver, been leading the way as a linebacker as well, with Cale getting some great rushing yards, leading the team obviously, and both making some noise being in the top 5 for tackling and receiving. Is that right for you guys? Yep. And of course, rushing as well for Kale. So great things on the field, big contributors for us, as well as, like I said, leading intangibly as captains as well.
Well said, sir. Well said. I kind of put you on the spot there on the distinguished, but an excellent job in responding. Season started out pretty quick, got a nice win right out the gate, and then you've hit some tough opponents the next couple of games, and especially a tough one last night, Coach. Can you tell me how the season's going so far?
Yeah, overall we knew coming in that we had to take on a lot of our old habits, right, and build new habits as a team. So overall I've been pleased with seeing our transition from kind of taking it step by step, right, to build good habits, starting out with effort, starting out with rallying to the ball, all of those things. And everything else comes after that, right? I think that looking at the last few games that we've had a lot of opportunities. We've done a lot of great things against some pretty good teams. Our next opportunity, our next rung on the ladder, right, is starting to clean up some of those little things that really turn into big things. So whether it's finishing off drives when we get opportunities, whether it's getting teams off the field, right? Those things are kind of the second tier, but we've built the foundation that we need. We've seen that foundation in practice every day, so we're just chipping away at all those little things that make good teams great. So.
Yeah, Coach, tell me about the aura of the team. What are these guys like at practice? What are these guys like off the field? Is this a cohesive unit, or are these guys a little bit divided, or what's the mood like in this crew?
No, yeah, it's been great to see kind of a pretty united team this year. I felt like we've stayed together even when we're in adverse times, right? Even when things feel a little bit down, when you go play a really good team, we've stuck together, and I've been really proud of that. So we're a tight group for sure. In practice, we kind of the two core tenets, right? It's number one, football is a game, right? So football should be fun. Practice should be fun. Games should be fun. And I feel like we have fun, but we also get after it and work hard, right? We've got only a couple hours per day to get done what we need to. And if you want to play intense on a Friday, you better be intense in practice. So I think we've done a good job of that overall, and it's been good to see us be a good, tight team this year for sure.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm going to grab this because I think we forgot to do that, didn't do our homework early. Kale, tell me about that. Tell me about the practices. Tell me about the games. What's the chemistry like on this team?
I think we're very productive in practice, and we get a lot done fast, and we move from station to station. And I think the mesh with Tri-County is great. Like, there's no divide there. Everyone knows each other. It's like we've grown up together, and I think the team is a whole, and no one's divided at all.
That's great to hear. That was actually going to be one of the questions that I had for you guys, chatting with you before we came on air. It's been 3 years, as I understand it now, that HLV and Tri-County came together. Sean, I know you were a Tri-County kid, right? And so you had to make the migration towards HLV. Has that been a tough thing to do, or has that been pretty seamless?
I think it's for the better of us, honestly, for Tri-County. I don't think there's very great sports programs without HLV anymore.
Nice. Sigourney and Keota combined for football. How long has it been, Steve? Probably 30, 35 years? Long time. But I know that those two communities maybe had a little bit of a rivalry going before that, right? I wasn't here for it, so I got to let Steve chime in on this.
Yeah, that was back when I was in high school. So, yeah, go back in the Wayback Machine. Sigourney and Keota did not like each other, just put it bluntly. And when they came together, it was a little awkward for a little while, but obviously things have worked out great.
Wasn't it like the same way with the backyard brawl? So Sigourney and Pekin don't like each other, right?
And back in the day, it was very intense, yeah.
So Sigourney and Keota don't like each other, and Sigourney and Pekin don't like each other. What's the common denominator here?
Sigourney just doesn't get along with anybody.
I had to point it out. Just to bust chops. I don't find that to be the truth at all. But anyway, sorry guys, sidebar conversation, but you guys can't relate to that at all because you guys are just all best friends.
Yeah.
I guess Kale says.
I would honestly say, you wondered what that was going to look like the first year that we had Tri-County come up, but I don't feel like we really missed a beat when Tri-County joined us. I think part of that is, right, it'd be a little different if we were maybe combining with one of our teams that are schools that are right next to us, right, in that situation, but not necessarily rivals with Tri-County at the time that they're coming in sports. But like I said, I don't think we really missed a beat even the first year that they came in. Obviously, there's a little bit of learning and getting to know each other, but at this point, combining for essentially all of the sports that we've got on the lineup, our kids are together all year long in all of these sports, right? And I think that it's been a cohesive group from the start. I would have said the same thing the first year that we had Tri-County come up.
Nice. So, Sean, tell me about some of the other players on your football team, right? You play receiver. We have a running back here. Tell me about the other guys, and start with the linemen. Tell me about the linemen.
Linemen, it's our group. I like our group. They're not as big as other teams and how big as we may want them to be, but at the end of the day, it's the heart and the fight that they give into the games and what the effort they put in, and that's just all I can ask from them.
Yep, and I'll throw that at Kale too. Kale, why don't you take another group? Talk to me about the defensive secondary, maybe.
I think Briar and Boston are 2 corners. Briar's gained a little bit of size over the years, but he's still a little bit slow. But, I mean, he does what he can, and he's not afraid to come up and lay a hit like a linebacker does too. And Boston's very fast, and they've come a long way from, knowing their passing assignments, sticking with their guy, and just learning the defense overall.
So, Kale, if you had to pick out one person on the team that is the vocal leader, who is that vocal leader?
I'd say me or Sean, definitely. Offensively or defensively. There's a lot of – I'm kind of an upperclassman now, and I've played since my freshman year on varsity. So, if anyone has a question, usually they ask me on defense, and – we have some new guys coming in who have only been at HOV for a year, so they don't know exactly all the calls or what they're supposed to be doing. So usually I help them point that out or know what to do in a game.
Coach, tell me about those calls. What is your guys' philosophy in football? I'm assuming you're going to tell me, we want to be hard-nosed, we want to be physical. Is there anything that's a wrinkle that maybe we don't hear, kind of like the typical coach jargon?
Yeah, well, obviously, if we're talking core principles, obviously it's just being better men through the game of football. And beyond that, core tenets of how we play the game, it's going to be those things, right, where if you want to play hard-nosed football, you want to be relentless, you want to be to the ball. I would say that a few of our things that are beyond maybe what you would identify as, the talking points of who we are as a team, we're looking to maximize how we use the space that's in the 8-man game and how we minimize or stop people from being able to do that, right? So on defense, we run a 3-3-2 look, a 3-3 stack, probably a little bit more dynamic between blitzes and our looks from the linebacker core and where we are playing gaps. So we're more of a gap assignment team than we would be like a 2-gap team up front. We want to get people off balance up front and then keep them guessing when it's coming to our linebacking core, right? So taking away the space on defense, and then on offense, dropping 3 guys on the field, even just narrowing the field up and shortening it a little bit. If you've watched an 8-man football game, you've probably noticed that there's still a lot of open air, right? So how do you get your best guys in open space? How do you get guys in front of the defense to block? If you can utilize open space and stop people from doing it in the 8-man game, that's really how you cook up success.
That's a good point. I was going to ask you about that too. Coach, have you had the opportunity to coach 11-man football at the high school level? And then if so, if not, I'm sure you've probably played 11-man football. What is that transition like going from 11-man to 8-man?
Yeah, so as far as kind of my background, coaching, just been 8-man. As far as, in general, we went, I'm an HLV alum, we went to 8-man my freshman year. So in junior high, we were running these schemes in 11-man, went to 8-man, played that all through high school, and then I played at Central College later on, so went back up to 11-man, and then obviously trying to come back and take some of those things from the college game back down to 8-man football. there's things that are the same. There's things that are different, right? It's a lot harder to run some schemes. You're dropping 2 tackles. I'm an offensive line guy at heart, right? You're dropping 2 tackles. That changes the look of some things, changes how you might approach some schemes. But at the end of the day, 8-man football is still football. So all of your core technique things, a lot of your core schemes, a lot of your core things that you would want to do on the field or how you're going to scheme something up can be translated over to 8-man. So as far as how hard going up or down on that is, honestly, I think it was more of an adjustment bringing the stuff from 11-man back down to 8 than it was from, like, as a player going from 8 to 11. But because the core things are still the same, but you're looking at a broader scheme, you know, as a coach trying to take 11-man concepts into 8-man. But it can definitely be done.
So if I were an athletic director, say I'm 2 athletic directors, and I said, here, I want you to be the head coach of an 8-man group, and I want you to be the head coach of an 11-man group, which one are you going to choose?
I am totally fine coaching 8-man. Like I said, it's an exciting game. It's a fun game to scheme, fun game to coach, and you know, there's obviously more different challenges and different opportunities that come with that, but it can be really dynamic. So honestly, I don't have a preference either way, and I have a lot of fun coaching these guys in 8-man. So,
yeah, it's hugely popular. I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, if you like to watch scoring, this is the game to watch for you. And I think this must be the year of the 8-man interviews, because was it last week we had EV, the week before we had Monty, and now we have you guys, and it's fantastic to highlight these young people, you know, that are participating in these sports, and it gives you guys opportunities for these smaller schools to stay in the mix and keep these teams together. And here we have a sharing arrangement on that, so it's fantastic to see these things coming through. Getting back to the season, Coach, quick win against Meskwaki, really nice win. I think it was Meskwaki, if I'm remembering the schedule correctly. And then you guys dropped one to EV, but gosh, that was a close one, right? Was it like 58 to 56 or something like this?
No, we ended up losing by 20 to EV.
Okay.
I don't remember the final score off the top of my head.
Did you guys have a close one like that? And again, forgive me because I'm trying to recall the schedule on the top of my head.
No, we haven't. Which caveat, EV game, if you look at 3/4 of scoring, it was a tight game, but we had a few mental mistakes at the beginning of the game that put us behind a little bit. But we kept fighting and fought back and made it feel pretty competitive the whole way through.
Yeah, yeah, you'll have that. But for the rest of the season, Kale, tell me what your guys' goals are.
I think it's to stay knowing our assignments and stay healthy as well, because we have some guys that are banged up, and we don't always have a lot of depth, but we have guys willing to move positions and step in and fill those gaps. So it's just in learning new plays, bringing in new people to new positions, and just 100% effort, no matter if you know what you're doing or not, just doing the best that you can.
Okay, and Sean, talk to me about post-game. What do you guys do for post-game to wind down? Or maybe let's back it up. Let's go to pre-game. What's the pre-game hype session look like? To you guys ready to go and be warriors out on this field?
Oh, locker room, we listen to a lot of music. We're just hanging around as a team, being a team all together, having fun, just being friends and all that, just more than teammates, hanging out together.
So talk to me about the music. We know, and I found out this, that Coach is actually the fiddle player for Tyler Rich and the Highbank boys, right? So is it all Tyler Richmond all the time in practice, or do you guys mix in something else?
We mix in a lot of other things, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best one? What's your hype? What's your go-to
song? I don't know. I listen to country. I listen to hip hop. I listen to rap. I listen to just about anything.
Yeah. So not one song for you.
Nope.
All right, Kale, I'm going to put you on the spot. You got to give me the name of a song that gets the blood flowing for you.
The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down.
Yeah, you like that. I'm sure Coach does too. Look at the smile on his face.
That's on our playlist for practice. Yep. So.
Coach, what's the tune? What are the tunes that you got going through this group?
Oh, boy. Well, we listen to music in practice, so I gave them a pretty eclectic mix. It's like 4 hours long. So we get from everywhere from kind of my brand of stuff, which is obviously more country and old rock, like the band, like Kale just mentioned. But then we've got some other stuff going. Now, my playing days, my pump-up songs were a lot different. So I'll give a shout out to Coach Jones over at Central. Whipping post is a great one to get you amped up before a game.
Whipping post. I'm gonna have to ask Coach Jensen if he knows whipping post. He's shaking his head over here already. But so, Coach, being in a band, being the coach, give me something really obscure other than whipping post, because I don't know if that's really obscure, but give me something that you listen to that nobody would expect is on your playlist.
Oh, something that no one would expect is on my playlist. I would say, obviously, a lot of people would probably expect all of the country and southern rock and everything that I usually listen to. We'll give a throwback to the old days at HLV. My playing days, our older guys. This is back when people used CD players, so we had a pregame CD that would get played, and put on by Young Jeezy was what got everybody going in our group. So that would definitely be off-brand for me, for everybody else. So
very good. All right. Well, HLV Tri-County, love having 8-man football on, and thanks for being here, gentlemen.
And Ed, you're going to be trading in your coaching hat for a cowboy hat tonight because you guys are playing out at a Rick and Jess Landgreaves, which is just south of Sigourney tonight. Hopefully the weather clears up and you guys can have a great show. So always looking forward to seeing Tyler Richton and the High Bank boys. And Sean and Kale, glad to have you guys on. I know we don't see you enough here on the show. We always see your names popping up a lot for our Athlete of the Week. So, and Kale, I know you've been in for the Athlete of the Year, if I remember, in that tournament. So good to have you guys here in person and on the show this morning. Best of luck to HLVTC for the rest of the year, guys. Thanks for coming in this morning. And let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We've got SK coach Jared Jensen coming in next. The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
Keota Community School District, we are proud to lead with innovation, excellence, and the heart. With our student-teacher ratio low, our classrooms are built for connection, giving every student the attention they deserve. We continue with our 4-day school week for the 25-26 school year, creating more time for personalized learning, enrichment, and sport. And the results speak for themselves. In the 2024 ISAF scores, our students ranked number 1 in math and number 2 in English in our conference. That's academic achievement. That's community pride. That's Keota Schools.
Stam Garden Center. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Complete Care of Iowa is a medical clinic located in Sigourney, Iowa that provides care to patients of all ages. Located at 113 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Call 641-541-4040. Complete Care of Iowa is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday by appointment only. They're currently accepting new patients. Find more information at CompleteCareOfIowa.com. Complete Care of Iowa. Healthcare for where you are. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or go to aerealtyinc.com. All right, we do thank all of our sponsors on board here on Steve Shetler Media. We're doing the sports section live from Barnwired in downtown Sigourney. And get in here for some coffee and breakfast to get you going on your Saturday morning. Let's go ahead and run through our scores from last night. As, of course, Pekin had their bye with Highland canceling their season. Sigourney Keota, big homecoming win over EBF, 41-0. It was Montezuma over Moravia, 48-6. North Mahaska plays on Monday. Their game postponed. They'll be at Martinsdale St. Mary's on Monday. Washington beat Oskaloosa 42-7 last night. Andy, you're going to help me out on this next one. We just got the ED score, and that was a hard one to track down this morning. What was that score again?
It was 56 Belle Plaine, 50 EV. Thanks to Steve Axmeyer for shooting in the score for me, so I appreciate that.
All right, and then HLVTC. Oh, I need to switch that one around. Iowa Valley beat HLVTC 70-12. Tumwa over Des Moines Lincoln 21-14. South Tama got the win over Albia 26-14. Regina beat Cardinal 55-6. And those are your area scores. All right, we've got Coach Jared Jensen in. Guys, you're kind of wacky. Jared, come up just a hair. There we go.
Speak for Jensen. Right. I'm not wacky. I'm completely squared away.
Let's bring you guys up on the screen. Andy, your mic's been live, so let's take it to you, Andy, and Coach Jensen.
All right, so I feel like the dark clouds have parted, Coach. 41-0 win last night after a gauntlet of a non-district schedule. What was working last night, Coach?
Well, I think we came out. We knew it was at stake. We knew we had to come take care of business, and we've had a pretty rough couple weeks of practice. Just getting after each other, putting ourselves in a position to be successful later down the line, just working on that physicality aspect. And I think, that helped us throughout the game. And I think just to jumpstart it, Baker with an 87 or 83 yard opening kickoff for a touchdown kind of gave us a spark there. But just the effort of all the guys. We've mixed some guys around, moved some guys around. We've got to find things that work, put pressure on some guys, and to see that all kind of to work out together and get a big win was just the monkey off our back. And again, we know who we are. We knew the situation we were in. A lot of other people might have been scrambling or losing their minds that, whatever, we're 0-3. We're 1-0 now. I mean, those three other losses don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We're 1-0, looking to go 5-0 in the district.
I'd like to rewind just a minute last week and have you tell yourself that last week sitting on this stool that those first three didn't matter, because looking into your eyes, those three did matter. But I know what you're saying as far as what this means to this season, what this means to this team. They came through it. You guys battled, and here you are in district with another opportunity to go out and do some damage here. But let's get back to that Blake Baker kickoff return. That had to feel like everything came together, because I know that the special teams units have struggled a little bit in those first three games. And when that hole opened up, Blake put his foot on the gas, and there was no catching him. I think Aiden Galindo was the only one that was hanging with him, running right beside him down the field. So that had to feel good to see that open up and to actually have them kick it to him, right? So yeah. A lot of teams had been kicking away from him, but he got his hands on the ball, and that's not the first time that we've seen glimpses of what Blake can do with the ball.
Yeah, big return. Yeah, absolutely. Luckily, it was a little shorter kick, and luckily he got it. I mean, he got it caught by the fingertips dang near onto the ground. But that's the difference between that being a touchdown and that just being not a very good return. If it would have hit the ground and bounced, we would have been running backwards to chase it. He saw it. He knew he had to catch it. Once he caught it, got right to the middle, and it just the seams just parted ways and found his way through. Made a cut or two there, but just ended up outrunning basically the whole team, other than maybe Galindo.
Yeah. So then EBF takes over, and they were having some success on defense there. They were taking some gashes out and ended up going for it 2 or 3 times on fourth down, even deep in their own territory early. I thought that was an interesting choice on the Rocket side of things.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had the same situation too. I think both teams knew how big of a game it was, and when you're across the 50, I mean, yeah, we can punt and pin them deep, but we needed some confidence offensively. I'm sure they thought the same thing. They needed to go get those points, put some points up, and it was just kind of a battle of field position there that first quarter. I don't think either team punted. It was either go for it on fourth down or there was a turnover to be had. So First quarter just kind of seemed back and forth, feeling each other out. I think, offensively, they gave us a front we hadn't really practiced. We struggled a little bit there. We had to move some guys around on the line to get it really going. And I think the second quarter on, obviously, we put up 21 points, and defense played stellar there, and offense started to get things rolling, and that's what we needed. We needed confidence, and I know our guys believe, but after the last 3 weeks, probably hearing a lot of negative stuff, it was, are they truly going to believe? And I think we stepped up to the challenge. Everybody that stepped on that field did a great job, and just another building block for the season is what we got to take it as.
Yeah, offensively, I saw that you moved maybe Owen Meekie down to like a strong guard spot. I know he was more interior than he had been previously. Jackson Colley out at tackle. Do you see that being the case moving forward with that strength and what you saw last night?
Potentially. It was actually Ty Goldman that went out to tackle there for us. He's been playing center. Aiden Parker, they've been kind of battling. We gave Aiden the nod, and we've just struggled a little bit. And Owen had a knee issue this week, so we weren't sure. We knew we had Jackson. We knew Ty had played strong tackle the previous year, and it's like, hey, let's slide him back out. We need another body, and he looked really good this week in practice. So, we just thought during the game we needed a little more efficiency out of our strong guard, and so move Owen down there, put Ty on the edge, and it kind of started cleaning a lot of things up, and it's going to be a rotating chair of guys. I mean, who's going to fit the mold, who's going to get the job done, and that's who we got to roll with. And we'll continue to progress through that. We've got to find some depth in case there are injuries or if somebody has to get out. And I think we're starting to piece that stuff together. But it just comes down to, can you get the job done on that night? If not, we're going to find somebody else, and that's just the reality. You better come back next week, understand the mistakes you made, and if you want that spot back, you got to earn it back. And I think that's gonna benefit us down the line, because guys just know I got to go be the one that makes the play, and if I'm not, I got to expect someone's going to go take it from me. So we're in no position to just roll with the same guys. You're either getting it done or you're not, and if you're not, we've got to find someone, and it's up to you to try to get that thing back. And I think that competitive drive should up the effort out of everybody.
That's one thing you want amongst the team, is competition, not just on the field lining up across from you, but internally. If you have competition, you're pushing each other, iron sharpens iron, that sort of thing. You have the same sort of thing on defense. We were running more linebackers last night than what you'd had on defensive backs, shuffled some things around. Tell me about that look. Were you happier with that look than you had been in the first 3 weeks?
Well, I mean, I don't think we saw as much passing as we saw the first 3 weeks, so it was a little tough to tell, but we just knew we had to find some guys, because here in a couple weeks we're going to see a lot of pass, with Regina, and we're trying to solidify. We don't have a whole lot of linebackers, that are really ready to play, I feel like. So we're trying to piece some guys down. We moved Ike back out to corner. He started corner for us last year. With Blake Baker, we kind of moved out there. We needed to see if some of those other guys could play those other positions, our Sam and our strong safety. And, it's I don't think we're necessarily sold on any of those positions yet, but we know we've got to find depth and challenge each other. And, the first 3 weeks we gave up a lot of pass stuff, and the reality is when you're out there, you got to make a play, and if you're not going to make a play, we got to find somebody else. We've talked a lot. It's not good enough just to be there. You got to make the play. Whether it's getting the tip, ripping the arm, not letting them catch it, and that's gonna be the mantra here the next 2 weeks, because I know here in 2 weeks we're going to see, they're going to run the ball, but we're going to see some air raid stuff as well, and we just got to be prepared. We got to have as many bodies prepared to cover receivers as possible, because there might be linebackers coming off the field for more DBs to get on. So we're just trying to find the right bodies in the right spots, challenge each other, and let those guys battle it out. When you get your opportunity, you better make the play because somebody else behind you is ready to go in.
It's always been that way, and that's the way it should be. Getting back to EBF, there were some grumblings. There were some predictions on who was going to win this thing. I'm sure that was bulletin board material for you guys. Was that team EBF the team that you guys were scheming for, what you were planning for, or how did that, just seeing them, fit the expectation as you were preparing for that game?
Well, I tell you what, they were a much improved team. I know Coach Jackson from college. He messaged me last night, and I told him, I said, hey, you guys are much improved. That's your program's headed in the right direction, and that's a testament to the coaching staffs that they have and the buy-in of the kids. I feel like that game was more competitive than a 41-0. If you look at it, you think it's a blowout, but they made us work for everything we got, and we made them work for everything they got, and we know they always have some big dudes. They're always physical. And they're skilled guys. They were so young last year as freshmen and sophomores, and they had a few upperclassmen. This is going to be a team that's going to continue to get better throughout the year, and they only had one senior. They're going to have everybody back going into next year. So, kudos to them. I respect the heck out of them and their staff, and they did they're doing a good job with what they're working with. And I think the sky's the limit for them, but we just had a little too much this year, and again, just 1-0 is all we were looking for there, and that's where we started.
So this week was homecoming. There were activities through the week. Honestly, it didn't feel like a distraction. When the guys came out last night, I felt like they were really focused. I could feel the energy when you guys were taking the field. Is that the way that it was actually in practice during the week? That was this group locked in?
Yeah, I think there's no way we couldn't have been locked in. You're not locked in this week. There's potential to go 0-4, and there would be a lot of people losing their minds, including me. And I think we've literally last 2 weeks. My wife said, "What are you doing to these guys? They when they're walking up and down the halls, they look like they're hurting." And I said, we're beating the heck out of each other because we have to be. We haven't been physical enough. We haven't gotten after each other enough, and we see that on the game field. So I think the guys did a pretty good job. Okay, there's things you got to go do. There's activities to be a part of, but I think they were taking care of their bodies more than they were thinking about, hey, I want to go out and do a whole lot of this or that. So I think the focus was there. It's something that. There's a lot of distractions, but if you let them be distractions, there's a time and a place. When it's time for practice, give us that 2.5 hours or 2 hours of your time, not worrying about anything else, coming, getting better, and making each other, accountable for the success that we want. But we're through it. Now it's just headstrong, don't have to worry about it. They obviously have the dance tonight, but after that, homecoming stuff, festivities are over, and moving on to next week, which is going to be a short turnaround.
Louisa Muscatine Thursday night. What does practice look like this week on a shortened week like this? I don't know that you've had this before, have you?
No, we haven't. I was kind of racking my brain. We've got a JV game Monday night, so we'll play our normal JV night. Told the varsity guys we may do a little film and stuff. We may just get out and go over lineman assignment. This is what they like to do. This is how we need to line up. On Monday, just so when we get to Tuesday, there's not a whole lot of that. But I didn't really know how to. We just got to run Tuesday like Tuesday, Wednesday like Wednesday. We just don't get our Thursday walk through, and we go play on Thursday. So just try to keep it as the schedule as close to the same as possible, so we feel like it's a normal week, not just okay. Hey, we got 1 day of practice and then a walkthrough and then a game. We've got to get 2 days of practice in, and that's got to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go lay it on the line on Thursday.
So tell me about Louisa Muscatine. What can we expect out of them?
Well, kind of looked at a little bit of their film. They've struggled some. I mean, they've got some big guys that look like they're quick and athletic for big guys. I think that could pose some issues for our offensive line. skill wise, I kind of honestly think that it may be a step back. And again, I haven't watched a ton of film. I watched pieces of I think 2 of their films. I think skill-wise, they're probably not as good as EBF was with their guys, but their line may or may not be. There's a couple guys as big as the big guys from EBF. Whether they're as good as a whole or not, I'm not 100% sure. I tried not to dive into that too much because I needed to make sure we got past EBF, but just popping it on, running the tape, and. If we come ready to play like we did this week, I think we'll be fine.
So I think the team took a big step, obviously, when you got to give some of that to the competition, obviously. But it looks like SK football last night. It felt like SK football last night. Is that what we're expecting the rest of the way out? I know you're going to say yes to that, Coach.
Yeah.
But what gives you confidence to say yes to that?
Well, we've been through the fire. You look at PCM. Okay, they lost to Nevada on which is a 3A team, top 10. Lost on a Hail Mary at the end. They beat Williamsburg. That's the level that PCM's at. Mid-Prairie and Wilton just played last night. It was a 21-20 game. We understand both those teams are really, really talented. And, so we're through that fire. We understand, the level of play which you have to play at to be successful against good teams. And not even against good teams. That level of play against every single team you play. The teams that aren't as good as you, that level will take care of itself. The teams that are as good as you, you've got to sustain that level for the whole game. And that's what we're going to be focusing on. We can't have letdowns. And even last night, we didn't play a perfect game. It felt better. It looked better. But once you dive into the tape, still a lot of little mistakes, and against better teams, those little mistakes are going to come to bite us in the butt like they did the first 3 weeks.
Yeah. Ike Molnex had a monster game last night. I don't want to pass this by. I think he was averaging almost 10 yards a carry. He had like 150-some yards. Just quickly talk to me about Ike Molnex and the night that he had last night.
Well, Ike's Ike. We know what we're going to get out of him. But I think it comes down to the offensive line. They took care of business when they needed to take care of business, got him the lanes he needed to be in. Our blocking backs getting out and making plays, our spin backs going leading through and picking up blocks. Schematically, we picked things up better, which gave him the opportunity to go do what he does. The weeks before, he was so bottled up because we weren't picking up bodies that we needed to pick up that he just couldn't get going, nor could any other back we had. He's a talented kid. I think we've got a handful of guys we feel like we can run at tail and wing and spin and not fall off really at all. And Ike did a great job. We had some guys spilling him, getting him some breaks. But I think up front, any success we have with any of those guys behind them comes down to, are we able to get the job done up front? If it's a yes, our guys behind them are gonna make hay. If it's a no, it's gonna be 0 points or 14 points or 18 points like we had the first 3 weeks.
And then let's talk about Bradenwood. There was one play specifically, I can't remember where it happened in the game, but it was a pass play. Carson O'Rourke is screaming down the right side of the field, the far side of the field, and he checks down for a 5-yard pass out. That play to me was indicative of what that team's growth is, because I think the first 3 weeks, Braden probably throws that downfield and it's an incomplete pass, or maybe it's picked off.
Yep.
But that check down for me was a telltale sign of the growth of this team.
Yeah, we've just talked a lot with all our quarterbacks. When you got to not identify where your receiver is. You should know where your receiver is going to be. You've got to identify as those defensive backs. If there's a safety sitting high in the middle and we're running a post, that post will not be there. And you've got to recognize that right now. And I think they're starting to do a better job of, and I get it. It's tough when you're playing quarterback and within a second, you spin and get turned around and there's already guys in your face. I get it. It's tough to get it out and get it going. But last night they gave us a little time early on. Maybe didn't have quite as much time as we had later on. But identifying those guys out there. You can't just see your jersey. You got to see their jersey. You should know where your jersey's going and make that read. It's not there. Check down. And I think we did a good job of that last night. We didn't necessarily try to push it deep every time. Find those crossers. Usually those are the ones that are wide open. Everybody wants the deep ball touchdown, but those crossers are the ones that are going to get you first downs. And we're in a position where, we need first downs more than we need touchdowns, just for our identity and for our ability just to continue to move the chains. And I think that's something we've grown doing for sure from week up to week 3. We were about the same, and then we took that step forward this week.
All right. So coach at HLV Tri-County mentioned a song, Leaning Post. Do you know that jingle?
No, I do not know what Leaning Posts is. I got nothing.
I'm gonna have to look it
you?
up. I don't.
You don't.
I do
Okay.
not know what it is, and I fancy myself a bit of a music guy, and that's not it. But I know you relate to the Young G. Was it Young Jeezy? Is that what he said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you. I
All
know that
for your city. Yeah.
Yeah. That's you. All right. So
Yep.
what's on the playlist this year, Coach? Same jaunt?
You know what? I mean, I don't have the kids got their own stuff. They're in the wrestling room or the locker room. I don't.
These youngsters are listening to what they're listening
yeah,
to.
pay much. Some of it I know. Some of it I'm like, I don't have a clue what the heck that song even is. Never heard it. The mumble rap, the techno. Not even techno. Just the I don't know what they call it. Where they change the voice. All that stuff, I don't get into that. Give me some old school stuff and I'll rock it out. But I just have like Pandora, the free thing, so it just plays whatever goes on when I'm listening to anything.
I'm getting this old man get off my lawn vibe off of you.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm in my own world 95% of the time, and it is what it is. I got a lot of other stuff to be dealing with, and then making playlists and figuring out what's going on with those guys. Now the weight room, I do have not even playlist, just all my old stuff that I had on iTunes.
Starts and ends with Metallica, and then you throw some.
We got a little bit of there's a little of everything in there.
There you go.
Yep.
Whipping Post was an Allman Brothers song back in, I think, the late 60s, early 70s is what I'm finding. The Allman Brothers.
Okay. Never heard of them
Not
either.
Almond. By the way, I also suggest downloading the Skunk River Radio app and listening to the best country music from 1990 through 2010. I mean, if I throw in
maybe
my
we'll
two
put
cents.
that on the playlist.
There you go.
Yep.
Shameless plug.
Coach, you're a Nebraska fan.
Yep.
They've got Michigan today. What's going to happen?
Well, we're gonna go get a win. Go Big Red. Go Big
What do you
Red.
got? Andy, I see
we're gonna
your
win.
hand.
Wait, hey, we're gonna kick a field goal at the end to win.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
That's what happens.
Special teams coming through.
All right.
Is that what you?
I plead the fifth.
All right.
He's our guest.
Thank
I
you.
want to be a good host.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we thank Jared Jensen for coming in this morning. We'll take a quick minute-and-a-half break. Andy and I will come back and wrap things up after this.
Early fall days can be pretty warm, and a well-chilled white fruity wine might be very welcome, especially if you're sitting outside. Tassel Ridge, Iowa Edelweiss is an award-winning popular wine that can be sipped or paired with spicy foods. Candle Glow White is a drier alternative that will pair with grilled fish or chicken. And if you're looking for a fizzy wine to celebrate a win by your favorite football team, try our Oski Fasati Pink, a fizzy sweet pink wine. Tassel Ridge wines are available at more than 300 retail outlets, and all are available at Tassel Ridge Winery in Leiden.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have a variety of family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience. Call 641-622-1170 to reach the clinic or 641-622-3184 to reach Jack's Corner Drug.
At Lifetime Dental, we know a strong, healthy smile starts early. That's why we love seeing our little patients early in life to create positive experiences and healthy habits that will last a lifetime. With advanced training in pediatric growth and development, as well as orthodontics, we have the knowledge and expertise to help your growing child thrive. We have a simple goal: healthy children, healthy teeth, beautiful smiles to last a lifetime.
Hey, we thank all of our sponsors on board here on Steve Shetler Media. The sports section, we're doing it live from Barnwired on the south side of the square in Sigourney. Business is picking up as the morning progresses, people coming in. I don't know if it's still raining out or not right now, but we had a kind of a dreary start to our day. Sounds like it should be should get a little bit better as the day progresses. Andy, let's wrap up our show. Last night, Iowa had a rare Friday night game against Rutgers. It started off with a 100-plus yard touchdown return for the Hawkeyes. Iowa then got down, but then second half, like they tend to do, made some adjustments and came out with the win. What were some of your thoughts? Did you get to see much of the game?
I saw the second half, most of the fourth quarter, and it sounds like that was maybe one of the better things to watch.
Yeah.
But you're right, the Jet got it done square out the gate, and who doesn't love watching a kick return or a punt return, and that guy does it. There's some comparisons to Cooper DeJean, but I think that's a little bit premature. But, on the return field, he's pretty dynamic.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
He's Tim Dwight-esque.
Yeah, you're struggling
back
today.
in the day.
Tongue twisters. But no, I thought that Mark Gronowski looked good in that fourth quarter. It was nice to see that pass play down the field to, I don't even know who that receiver was. Howard?
Yeah.
But, that was a heck of a catch. He went up and got it. And it was just like a breath of fresh air. I feel like maybe we're starting to get our money's worth out of Gronowski. That was $1 million well invested, or however many millions it is. But, to get the win, to go to 3-1, and our only loss being to Iowa State, who we should have beat, it's a good night.
Yeah. Hopefully, the offense has got things turned around. Other big games for today. Iowa State has the weekend off. A couple of ranked teams will get at it a little bit later on this morning, Texas Tech and Utah. Let's see here. Notre Dame at 0-2 takes on Purdue. That Michigan-Nebraska game is going to be a big one. Auburn, Oklahoma. Those are going to be some of the big ones. Miami and Florida. Florida is 1-2 on the year. So we'll see what happens there. Illinois, Indiana, a couple of ranked teams there. Iowa has Indiana next week. So, and USC plays Michigan State. Both of those teams at 3-0. So lots of great college football coming up later on today. As we mentioned, we had Coach Ed Hennig from HLVTC in earlier, also known as Eddie from Tyler Richton and the High Bank Boys. We'll put a plug in for him and the High Bank Boys. They'll be playing just south of Sigourney tonight. Free event, open to the public at Rick and Jess Landgreaves. If you go through Sigourney, go a little bit south out of town on Highway 149. You'll see where the party's at, and it is family-friendly. It's open to anybody, so make sure you check that out at Rick and Jess Landgreaves. Otherwise, Andy, you got any plans for today, or what are you doing?
Well, I got to get a little bit of work done this morning, and before we move on, I have to do some cleanup from that HLV Tri-County segment. So apparently Sean McCullough was supposed to give a shout-out to Grandma and Grandpa.
Yes.
So, Sean, you owe me one. Shout out Grandma and Grandpa. I'm not sure if we have, nicknames for Grandma and Grandpa, or we got Nana and Papa, or whatever it is. But shout out to you.
Yes. Thanks to all the grandparents and the parents that watch this show. This show's really racked up the views the last several months. Last week was no different, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of views this week. So it's all the hosts, the great hosts that I have. A.J. Johnson over the summer, Andy McGuire in the fall. So people tune in specifically for your expertise.
My favorite's Jenny Hobbs.
Yes, during the spring.
Actually, my favorite is Toby. But you don't get to see Toby, you just get to hear him. So we'll give a shout-out to Toby.
Amen. All right, let's get out of here. That's the sports section live from Barnwired every Saturday morning.